Hey man, how the folks doing, man?
Oh man, my folks are great. Yeah, they
Do me a favor, man. Please tell them I said hello.
I will.
Tell them you had a chance to sit down with Strick, and he said
I told my
hello.
mom. I told my mom when I was on the way. She was like, "Strick, like,
yeah.
So, so all love.
Man, I'll never forget playing softball. We was in a little softball league with your dad.
Hit that home run.
This dude.
Yeah, competitive home run, like.
Now, I mean, still very athletic.
Oh, for sure.
Still very athletic,
sure.
and
to this day.
To this day.
To this day.
He won't sit down, will he?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's what family is like. And the wife is cool with you taking out this time to hang out with me?
Most definitely. Like my girl's there dance, so she making sure they good. And so, we here to hang out.
She don't know no better. Hey, listen, I'm good. You gonna do what? Be on whose podcast?
Yo, Strick City coming live. Yo.
Hey, man, I want to thank you guys for all that you've done to support Strick City Live. Let me tell you this. To me, this has been phenomenal. Like watching you guys actually talk about the show. I've gotten calls from people to want to be on the show, which is a big deal. I can't interview everybody, but I promise you, I have brought some of my friends, people that I know in the city of Birmingham, to you. Why is that important? You need to know who I know, not just because I know them, but because they are great people. That being said, I have an award-winning person in the studio today, you know what I'm saying, just so happens to be going to Fruita Bowl or City Bowls, I think it's called, in Tuskegee, and I ran into him, hadn't seen him in years. And he said he'll come to the show, so I got him right here at Strick City Live.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Why Not?
In the building.
Here it is. Tony, man, thank you so very much for hanging out with me,
man,
sir.
all day. Look, I was honored. You know, you said, hey, come on my show. I'm like, me? You want me?
Man.
So I'm here. Like,
listen. Let's just start with the award-winning stuff, because everybody may not know that you are a Stellar Award winner. Stellar Award winner.
Yep.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Just making sure it's all covered out right today.
No, I won 2 Stellars. So it was, my first one was in 2023. I directed and was like the DP. More so the DP on that project for Mr. McClure. That was 2023. And then recently I directed Creative Concept, the Amen video. Oh, man. For Pastor My Junior.
On the bus and all that?
Yeah, we were on the bus. So the crazy thing is, like, I got that inspiration. I love to travel. So I was in Colombia, in Colombia. And we were riding up to the mountains, like, well, not really necessarily the mountains, but it was like an area where like they have like a whole bunch of graffiti and all that kind of stuff. So we did like the public transportation system. And so we got on the bus there, and the guy, it's like, this is how they like make money. He got his radio, his boom box, and literally got on the bus with it and started rapping.
Got you.
And so we're on the bus, this guy rapping, and he's like doing in Spanish. Don't have a clue what he's saying. You know, but like the beat, the aesthetic,
the vibe was cool.
The experience, the vibe was there. And so I was like, man, this would be a dope video. So I literally put it in my notes. I have like a whole like notes of like just ideas. Notes. Yeah, notes in my phone. Like,
I was
just
like, making sure it was iNotes and that you're an iPhone user.
Yeah, I am an iPhone user.
I was just that was going to let me know how long the interview's going.
Right. Hey, look, no Android over here.
Okay, that's what's up.
No Android over here. So it's just, I literally have my iNotes, just creative ideas that I think of. And so that trip was my anniversary of what, like, it was an anniversary trip. It was maybe 2023 anniversary trip.
Okay.
And then I just kind of put it back in. And so then we shot a man video beginning of 2025 of this year.
Okay.
And so then, it was this year.
That was the beginning of this year?
Yeah, it was the beginning of this year. Like, time is like flying. Yeah, it was the beginning of this year. Yeah, that we end up doing that. It was literally Christmas. It was planned over Christmas holiday.
Okay.
Shot right after New Year.
I just thought it was a dope idea, number one.
Thank you.
And I tell people this all the time. It's kind of like my wife. When you're working with a artist that is creative as well and are able to take direction, but not only take it, but kind of like really embody it and go with it.
Yeah.
You know, that just makes the difference. Like when they can downright sell it.
For sure.
It's easy to come up with ideas when you know somebody that can sell it.
Right.
That can get it out there, and he's doing it, man. That was a great video.
Thank you. Yeah, like PMJ is a creative genius, and just he also like allows his team to be able to just grow, you know, in their areas, you know. So like he give us room to like be able to like give our ideas and push our ideas out there, and then but he also loves when we leave room for him to be able to give like feedback and to be able to like grow and everything like that. Because we just recently did the Bless video. That was like literally Bless, like Bless was like ride the Stellars. Then the night of the Stellars, he's like, hey, I want to do a music video. Okay, when? This week. Drop it Thursday. So now it's like Labor Day. I'm like, he always
because everybody saw the song, now you need a video for it.
Well, no, the song and the video dropped basically at the same time. Same day.
As the time as
basically the same day.
Because the Stellars were coming out where everybody can actually see it, right?
Right, so Stellars, Bless hadn't dropped yet.
I got you.
Bless was written right after Stellars, basically. So actually Stellar Wars like that day.
Okay.
So when it premiered on air, was like August 30th, right? So like the week before that, Bless was recorded. So the song was recorded. August 30th, that night, hey, I want to shoot a music video. All right, when? This week. Drop it Thursday, because Bless officially comes out that Friday.
Right.
So now here we are, Labor Day, trying to film, scramble around, like, all right, who we calling, where can we go? And like just through connections, I really think like just the power of resources and connections like is literally a part of being a great business owner.
That's good.
Being a great creative. And so it's like your network, you know, is really big. Like you only grow based on the people you're surrounded by.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So so basically calling people like on our team in the network, like, hey, try this place. So we finally got it approved Tuesday. We got to shoot Wednesday. So like we using all of these things.
Right.
You know, I'm using like, so I gave him came with the concept, like, it's like, hey, what you think, love voice note, what you think of this? This was Monday. And so he was like, all right, let's run with it. So now I think of these ideas, but it's like, I feel that sometimes figuring out how I'm gonna do it before.
The execution part.
You know what I'm saying? Before even giving the idea. But it was like, all right, we can do this. Like, you know, because I'm like, this ain't too crazy what we can't do, you know? And so, but it's hard work trying to navigate and call, produce, and figure out like what we're gonna do this, the logistics. It really takes a legit team to be able to figure all of these things out. You know, it's like me growing up, starting out as an entrepreneur, as a creative, I'm starting out doing like one-man show. But when you get into these bigger productions and these bigger like aspects of navigating here, navigating there, it takes a team. Everybody has their role to be able to play, especially at crunch time.
Especially because you need them. You don't need to be thinking about that. So they
right, you know,
it's their job.
Yeah, so it's like, it was definitely a great team to be able to like be a part of that project.
The creative part is what I want to know.
Yeah.
All right. So the whole was it G University or B University?
It was God State University.
God State University. That was for the Stellars, but y'all used that God State University for the video shoot as well.
Correct. So it's like, God State is basically was to push out the new album, new EP, things like that. So it's similar to like, you know how Super Bowl, like with Super Bowl Sunday, those performers that perform for halftime, they don't get paid for that.
Right.
They push their agenda.
Right.
Rihanna.
Right.
She put on lipstick and started like promote Fenty Beauty.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think Kendrick Lamar, he just did his, and guess what? His tour was being released. So it's like, you know, being able to navigate and utilize these platforms to utilize on like, okay, how can I push out, you know, this
exposure is a big deal.
Yeah, exposure can be a big deal if done correctly.
If done the right way.
You know what I mean? If done the right way, when the right platform, because every platform is not your platform.
That's true.
You know, so you gotta use discernment on like, okay, which platform should I use? Which one is best for me? You know, because you don't just say yes to every single opportunity.
Tell me, like, from a creative standpoint, because now I want to go back. How did you learn all this stuff? Because I know you started, like we talked about this earlier, Tuskegee.
Right.
You had a camera in Tuskegee.
Right.
And I as a guy, you know, I grew up in that area. I understand why you would have a camera in Tuskegee. Absolutely no. We didn't have cameras. We didn't have phones back then.
It was
but
like 12 to 1.
I understand why you have a camera. Cool idea. But that experience allows you to do so much more. Like,
most definitely.
Explain that for me.
I picked up my first camera at Tuskegee.
Okay.
It was 2010. I was doing an intern. Well, no, I was taking summer classes in Texas, and a guy who actually still shoots his day. He's in Texas.
Okay.
Shout out to JCI Creatives. Like he inspired me to get Canon, cause he was shooting like in some like the clubs, things like that. I was like, man, I really want to get into photography. So my birthday, August 2010, I asked my folks like, hey, can I have, you know, for a camera for my birthday? They literally took me to Best Buy, got me my first starter kit, T3i Rebel.
You had okay, that's
T3i Rebel
T3i, yeah.
with the 18 and 55 starter
with the kit lens.
With the kit lens. And my starter flash, my Canon flash, you know, started out. I did my first photo shoot in Target parking lot.
No way.
Target parking lot. You know what I was doing. Shooting on auto and JPEG. Like all the things.
Right.
All the things a beginning photographer.
That's what you
all
start.
the things a beginning photographer does. Like that's where I started.
Because it could be worse.
Could be worse. Like, you know, you can look back at like what I shot then compared to what I shoot now. It's night and day.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
even the retouching, even the lighting. You know, so I was out there, but the aspect of we were legit just having fun.
Man, that's cool.
And so that's how I started the base of my business. It's like I want to be able to have fun while doing this. You know, I started in college. A lot of people, I started doing photo shoots by just having fun, just doing creative shoots. I was part of the Ray Review modeling troupe, so I was able to connect with some like modeling friends. Like, hey, y'all want to create? Y'all want to like, you know, create some creative concepts. So I used to have a backdrop in my apartment.
No way.
Yeah, for real. And I used to utilize the studio that my architecture studio. That's my degree is in. Used to set up backdrops in my architect studio and then do photo shoots in there or on campus. Just creative concepts just to be able to create, you know?
Man, that's cool.
So
how did that start like a real passion for you though? Like
yes.
doing all of that? Like how did you really get passionate about that?
Art is my passion. You know, when my first hustle was actually drawing people. Like in cartoons.
Okay.
So I used to like draw cartoons and draw people, and I used to sell them as like portraits.
Okay.
Right, and then that was like my first hustle, just to get paid. And then photography came about. Here I am, Tuskegee, college student, no money.
Right.
I had my parents, but it was like I was tired of just asking my parents for coins. I'm tired of overdrafting her account. You know what I'm saying? Counts overdrafting. You know.
Right.
So it's like when I picked up a camera, had SGA, Student Government Association. It was like a huge thing when it came down to campaigning. Okay. So it was like a lot of people like, man, I need some photos. So I start, Miss Tuskegee, need some photos. Graduation time hit, I need some photos. So like here I am, college student, I'm making like bread, like
right.
per semester. I'm making my $2,500, $3,000 per semester off graduation sessions, you know what I mean? And like doing this. And so back then I'm like, yeah, I got my gas money, I got my, you know, going out money, all that type of stuff. Cause I wasn't paying bills, you know? So it was just literally like the way my mom and my folks taught me about finances. It was like, hey, like 20% for savings and you gotta make sure you 10% tithe.
You got a tithe.
So I literally had a bag. Like I used to get paid cash sometimes, like with people. So I had like a bag. So like now I'm in my on-campus apartment with bags and walls of money and plastic Ziploc bags, one label tied, the other one savings.
Oh man, they got you doing the envelope system.
Like
too.
I had the envelope system, bro. So like literally like that was my base. I still live on that base to this day, you know.
Awesome,
and sometimes like I think as entrepreneurs, we go through those seasons of like, yeah, you making this money, that money, right? And then like, so like now you kind of, sometimes you get carried away, like, let me just spend.
Yeah.
And then like,
that's
and
true.
then, but now guys sometimes take you in a season where like, yo, like, let's get back to the basics. Remember the place that you started out at, and go back there so you won't forget where you came from.
Where you came from, and it gives you an idea. I say it like this: God, remind me of how you humbled me, like the beginnings of me getting to a place where I was really mature,
right,
and doing things the right way. Those things are important.
Yeah,
and I also think that in what you're doing now, showing how creative you could be and not being stuck with just doing photography now.
Right.
We hadn't talked about all of photography because you prolific wedding photographer.
Thank you.
Like you talk about shooting pictures in Tuskegee, like I remember the first time that you had one of your wedding photos in a wedding magazine. I think it's Bride magazine or something
Black
like
Bride
that.
magazine.
It's like
so,
my man's doing it.
When I tell you, like, big shout out to Black Bride magazine. I work with them to this day.
Okay.
And so Mary, when I was working in an architecture firm, I remember my first conversation with Mary. She's the owner of Black Bride.
Okay.
And in my first conversation, it was like 2014. And like we got on the phone like my whole lunch break. I was working in an architecture firm at the time. On lunch break, and she was just saying like, I see so much in you.
Wow.
You know, it's like you just truly have a gift, and I see a light in you. And she was just like just pouring all this stuff into me. She still to this day pours into me, and like,
that's
like
awesome.
you're uncommon. You know, it's how she talks about me. And it's like she's really like just family nowadays. You know, and she gave me my first opportunity to shoot my first cover. And so I had my first magazine cover through Black Bride magazine.
That's awesome.
And I've shot total 3 or 4 covers with them. And so she's just always pouring into it. We're in the process of planning like a gala now.
Okay.
And so like that's a big thing that's gonna be in Atlanta coming up beginning of next year. So, you know, just doing those things and like being on the committee for voting and all that. And so just these different experiences of life just propelling me of what God wants me to be.
So all of this I'm asking you, I don't have a clue about. I got bits, and where everybody's doing that thing, but I got bits and pieces.
A lot of stuff I don't even share on social media. I think like there's opportunity God presents to where like, no, like it's time now. Like vocalize it. You know, I don't think everything is for social media. And
I understand, man, but you cannot hide the fact that you got 2 Stellars. I mean, that's all out there. Like, that's all out there.
Yeah. No, that's been a true blessing for sure.
Has it been a calling card for you? Like, have the phone calls been coming in, people wanting to know what opportunities they may have with working with you?
When we announced it, it was like DMs flooded like, oh, like you dope. Like, let me, how can I work with you? How can I do this? You know, it's just like, projects here and there. Like, but I just know like it's one of those things where I think we talked about earlier. It's like you never know like who the right person mention your name in the right room.
That's right.
You know, I can be at home maybe editing, somebody put my name into a room. You just never know. You know, so it's just level like. The level of exposure, giving the levels of opportunity, and so whatever comes from it, I feel like whatever door is open for me, God has for me.
That's awesome, man. And that's a great place to be, because I do believe sometimes people allow the next thing to control them.
Yeah.
And they're going after. This is what I told my wife a long time ago. In her career, it's like, we don't want the career to drive us.
Yeah.
We want to drive the career.
Right.
Which means you have to be in control. Like, every opportunity is not your opportunity.
Yeah.
Every gig is not your gig. It is the right gig at the right time.
Right.
Because sometimes people get into it and they just flood their schedule up with stuff to do.
Right.
Well, I'm shooting here, I'm shooting there. When you do that, a lot of times people charge less. Mm-hmm. And you don't get an opportunity to, number one, charge more,
right,
or to enjoy the process,
right,
because you're working all the time.
Yeah.
I do believe in that mindset of It's just me, man. I'm gonna charge more. I'm gonna charge more, have less clients,
less work.
And do more quality work.
Right.
More quality things to help whatever client that I'm with.
For sure.
Because I'm not a photographer. I'm not a videographer. I'm your coach.
Yeah.
That's the way I do my business, where I can coach people through the process. And you know, it is what it is.
No, I honestly feel that though, because I remember I went full time 2017. Mm-hmm. I was, like I said, I was working at the architecture firm. Crazy thing is, I was actually laid off from my job.
Wow.
And because they saw that I wasn't necessarily passionate about it, but at the same time, like my wife and I, we had just got engaged at the time.
Okay.
Planning the wedding. 20, like, you know, had just proposed. And I remember, like, we were riding the car, I was like, God, like, the door is gonna have to open up so, like, wide, so big. It's gonna have to get, you know, for me to say, I'm gonna leave. Because I was so scared. I was scared to jump.
Right.
Absolutely afraid to jump.
I get it.
And sometimes we're afraid of the solution.
So you had to be.
We're afraid of the opportunity and the solution. So God had to kick me. He had to kick the door down. So I remember one time I was like in that meeting. It was close to the end of the day. I had a photo shoot to go to anyway. I was trying to leave my job early anyway to go to a photo shoot that was scheduled. And so they called me into the office and it's like, yo, we're gonna you know, have to let you go. Now I remember everybody in the office like boohooing crying. Because they was like, they didn't want to see me leave. They enjoyed who I was. Right. But they also saw like that architecture wasn't necessarily my passion. Mm-hmm. You know, and I told them thank you. And I was able to like let it, I was looking to leave.
Oh my God.
But I just did not know how. And so they were so relieved that I said that, because they didn't want to feel like I was letting, you know, they were letting me down too. Right. And they knew I had just got engaged, just like, you know, so now I am with a fiance, no job, you know, like corporate job. I still, you know, I had photography. And that whole time I was like trying to find other opportunities. I remember I got an opportunity to work for Apple. Like I was working at the Apple store. Right. I didn't make it through the training period because I was like, hey, because I was looking at my schedule.
Right, you knew what was coming up.
God had me booked and busy for the fall, right? So it was like, this is coming up. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Wow. And so in that moment, it was like, no, God was like, I got you. Like, lean on me. All these opportunities. And I remember my wife, like, when I told her that day, I was laid off, she said, I'm with you 1,000%.
Oh my goodness.
And so to be able to have someone I'm about to call my wife at the time say, yo, I'm here with you 1,000%. I'm like, oh, it's time to ride. I'm ready to go.
Oh,
like, let's go, let's get it. You know, and so it was, and then the crazy part is they hired me to be their architecture photographer.
No way.
Yes, the project that I designed, like for the most part, the exterior I designed, that was the first project I had with them. So I got to photograph the project I had worked on as far as like intricate design of bricks, a brick layout in Tuscaloosa. And so just to see like them having that opportunity, shooting their headshots. I didn't burn bridges. They just used me on another opportunity as a contract.
So I got to ask you this question because you've already kind of said it in so many different ways, but somebody may be in a situation, like we're creators and we can talk creation all the time. Right. But we're also creators that believe in God.
For sure.
Creators of faith. And it's such a different thing to rely on your faith inside your content creation and inside of your business. Say, okay, God, this is your business. I am your guy. Right. So if somebody's out there really, really struggling with that, what would you tell them?
If they're struggling.
They're struggling with trying to figure out exactly what you said. You know, I don't know when it's time to leave.
Right. I mean, I think, I feel like you're gonna feel it in your spirit. Like, the truth is in His Word.
It's in His Word, yeah.
Right. So when you spend time with God, and when you're sitting there and like you're meditating, like you will hear His voice, and it's not gonna be loud.
Right.
It's gonna be maybe through His people, through His Word, through these inkling like opportunities that may come up. Because I mean, like for example, like that was my prayer. I wanted to go full time. Right. Did I see getting laid off?
that route?
That route? No.
Oh my God.
Sometimes like God's route is the craziest route. It's the craziest, absolutely insane route. But if you go there, like, you know, and sometimes we typically hear God in the still places,
Right.
in the still times, right? And like our plan is way less than His plan. His plans are way harder than ours, you know. And so being able to just sit there and say, okay, no, that was a part of my route. That route got me here. Then that route took me here. And oftentimes when we try to do it ourselves, it delays where He wants us to go.
At any point, did you see yourself doing what you're doing now?
I never thought photography would be my career. I was in high school, architect, construction engineering program. I had a goal to be an architect. My first goal was to actually be a vet. You know, and so to be in high school, doing all this, getting scholarships for architecture and doing that, like, I never thought photography would be my career.
And then you say photography, but you got awards in videography.
Videography, cinematography, like, you know, I was a photographer first.
Right.
Then I wanted to get in cinematography. And then I just started studying and learning, like, okay, different ways of lighting. YouTube University.
We've all been there. I got my degree, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
put in my hours.
Exactly, put in your hours. And it's just like practicing, doing collaborative opportunities to be able to, like, okay, I want to learn something different. Like, versus try it on a client, let me try it on someone that also need photos or need video or want to create, you know? So just collaborative opportunities to be able to just grow.
Man, I hope somebody listening to this really hear what you're saying and inspired, that they are inspired by who you are and what you're doing. Let me say it this way. I know you as a kid.
For sure.
Since you was a kid.
You like my great uncle.
Yeah, I know, right? But the man that God has allowed you to grow into is like blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's really cool that you're getting a chance to do some of the things that you're doing, but more importantly, I believe that when you're in certain places doing certain things, it's only because God trusts you to be there.
For sure. Most definitely.
Like, we don't always get it right, but it's huge for God to trust us to be in the room in the first place.
Yeah.
So He's trusting you, but dude, based off the last video you did, the sky's still the limit. Like, like, the Mr. McClure video was hot. Great concept, great idea, right?
That was Mr. McClure's PMJ.
Mr. McClure, yeah.
He was like, I want to be three people. So his old album was based off of like three different parts of him.
That's crazy.
And so Mr. McClure was one, like, he's like, I got this. And we just had like the vision to be able to like come up with the framing and the concept of like bringing it all to life for him. You know, so
but that's stepping out to be
Yeah.
able to do it, because you still have a way of capturing his ideas.
Yeah.
This last video, like, that's Strick City to me. Like, I love that. I love the DJ thing, the turntable stuff. I literally that concept.
I because we were like short in time, I didn't have the opportunity, the time to just explain, right? So I'm literally Monday night, I'm probably up to about 3, almost 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Doing my shot list. And I use AI.
Why not?
I use AI to be able to help me create my visuals and concept, like to come up, okay, I want this type of shot, I want overhead shot, I want dirty shot, medium, like just to be able to navigate so that my DP on the project. Exactly.
Are you gonna release any of those sketches?
I am. Like I released some of them on my social media already. So yeah.
You know, I love talking to content creators. I even love more when content creators, you know, we can be on the same playing field as far as our faith. You know what I'm saying? I just love that. But more importantly, people that are very thoughtful and allow the creativity to flow through them.
Yeah.
Because the concepts you come up with is just mind blowing. If you just, I call it get out of the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if you just find a way, get out of the way, and yeah, you want to say I thought of this, but a lot of times if you're really honest, you don't know where that came from. Like I was sitting here and I saw this.
Yep.
You were in Columbia.
Yeah.
And you saw that. And
so the DJ thing, I was it's been this trending thing on social media. So you see all these like DJs, they're mixing. Like in another life, I'm a DJ.
Okay, I get it.
Like,
I get it.
I love like I will hop on somebody's mic at a wedding real quick.
Okay.
And like get the party started. It's just I don't know how to mix.
Right.
And so like my wife ended up buying me a little small mixing tape for Christmas. Like, and cool. so I've been like trying to practice, but I follow these different DJs and saying like how they transition. Mm-hmm. Transitions are so important.
They're important.
If you don't have the right transition, you're gonna miss the whole thing.
You're gonna mess the song up.
You're gonna mess the song up, but the right transition, even with life,
it goes up.
If you miss the right transition in life,
oh man, that's a good point.
You'll go in the wrong direction.
That's a real good point.
Or you'll delay it. So it's like transitions are so important to me, and understanding, okay, all right, the transition, how do they go to that song? And they were like having people around them, and so like they mix something real crazy, and you know somebody good when they make that.
Oh,
they make that face.
Oh yeah,
They do that, and so I've been looking at it, I'm like, okay, DJ. So that's how that concept came about, just seeing like different viral videos about DJs and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, you know I can't mix either.
Really? What's your name? DJ Strick?
My name, I don't mix. I've always just had the microphone, but I'm not like a mixed DJ.
So you like the Kirk Franklin gospel? Can't sing, but
no. I can't sing.
Okay, you sing.
I can personally sing. You can't sing. I'm a DJ. I get it. I'm a DJ that don't DJ.
No, what I'm saying is Kirk Franklin can't sing, but he write and produce the music, right? Everybody else sing for him.
Everybody else sing.
You just on the mic and just have everybody else mixing.
I literally travel. A lot of the times when people wanted me to DJ something, I travel with a DJ.
Wow.
And I just had the microphone.
Yeah.
And I learned that because I would have so much anxiety about mixing music, picking the right song and all that kind of stuff. I was like, I don't want that. You good at that? Boom, I set my prices where I could get paid and they could get paid. And everybody is happy because Strick came in and we had a good time. So I'm not even behind the booth sometimes. Like if I really want it to really jump, then I'll go around and be around the people with a mic in my hand, and we're killing it together. I just have learned that, and it's part of what I do. But
for sure,
it's part of what I've done in the past. I don't really do that much anymore, But this has been a cool conversation, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to kind of hang out with us.
Yeah, for sure.
If people were watching this and they're like, man, I really like Mr. Why Not, how can they get in contact with you?
Man, look, they can follow me on social media on Instagram. It's Why Not Tony backwards. So it's YNOT_images on Instagram. Also on TikTok, Mr. Why Not on TikTok. And then I also have a YouTube channel. You can look up Why Not Images on YouTube.
I gotta subscribe to you.
You got to.
Subscribe.
I'm gonna be dropping more behind the scenes content, more life content, all the things, and hopefully I'll be able to do a class one day.
Hey man, if you do a class, I'm coming.
Okay,
I'm coming. I'm not a photographer.
Right.
But I'm not a whole bunch of other stuff I just did too.
I'm
gonna figure that out.
Sure.
I'm gonna figure that out.
For sure,
is there something that you got going on that I haven't asked you about before we get out of here? Because I feel like I'm leaving a lot of stuff on the table.
Like, it could be so much.
I know it could be so much.
It could be so much. I mean,
can you tell us about the project you haven't done yet that you're planning? Is it not top secret?
No, I mean I don't necessarily have like crazy outside of like the gala, but I mean just like opportunities to travel. I just did a wedding in Africa and Spain, so like those were super dope. The one in Africa actually was a cover of Black Bride. It was one of the covers. Yeah, it was literally on African safari, like with elephants, giraffes.
We can see that stuff on your Instagram, or have you already dropped it?
Yeah. You can drop like so the cover is dropped on my Instagram. Some BTS of it is dropped. Yep. So it was crazy.
So I'm gonna end.
And I went to Tuskegee with the bride. So like Tuskegee always show love.
Man, it's something else to have a good network, right?
For sure.
And to be known, and everybody wants the best person to do it. Somebody I know that's doing it really, really big, you're gonna get a phone call. That being said, man, I just lost my last question. But it's gonna come back to me, and it may be the next time you come through. I appreciate you spending the time with me, man, because I really want to support. This was the question. You're doing all that traveling around the world, and you're right here in Birmingham.
Right here in Birmingham, in my city.
How do you feel about that? You never wanted to move?
I mean, I moved shortly, I was in Chattanooga. I moved during the pandemic. But I went there to actually be a filmmaker and creative director for a church locally in Chat during the pandemic. I told you, it's a lot to unpack. Like between 2017 to now, it's like I can literally like write a book on like how God has navigated me in these different periods of my life. And it's like now it's to a point where I'm like, God, I'm in a still place right now. Not necessarily knowing like what's next, what next project, where you want me to be. I'm over here, I'm over there. Like it's just, I'm in a still place. And so it's just,
that's awesome.
Literally just, okay, God, like sometimes the still places, we can be very impatient.
We can be.
I'm very impatient right now because because I have so many goals. Like, you know, outside of photography, I still use my architecture stuff with flipping homes, you know. So I had an opportunity to recently flip a home with my parents. So we did that. So I used like my architecture skills with design to be able to work with that.
Awesome,
so
man.
it's just so much that.
So let me tell you my wisdom is that everything you want is gonna come to you.
Yeah.
And you've already said it, man. Being patient and waiting on God is really, really important because His timing is better than yours.
For sure. And we may not even understand it at that point.
May not even understand it until it hits at the right time, because you can have all the money in the world right now, and guess what? You can spend it.
Yeah.
But when it's the right time, guess what? You know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to keep the money and not spend it all.
Yeah.
And those things are going to be important to you. But more importantly, enjoy the ride.
Most definitely.
Enjoy it, because there's going to be some highs and lows. If you can figure out, okay, God, when I'm doing this big project, I don't want it to be tedious for me. I want to enjoy this.
Right.
And not that you don't work hard, but
sure.
you can enjoy hard work.
Yeah. And I think it's just also like just being planted to where we are at that time. And I think like the places that we've endured, the places we've been in, is how we develop.
That's right.
And the crazy thing is, if we look at life, our life is often like butterflies.
Okay.
Butterflies often get their colors by the environment they grew up in.
I didn't know that.
By the environment that they were developed in, it's oftentimes the colors they give, and those colors that they have on there often equals their survival tactic.
Oh, that's cool.
And so being able to
Man, you've been over at the Rock, ain't you? That's some PMJ stuff right there.
So it's just like, so being like, so allow the colors that you have to be your survival. Like utilizing to the best of your ability to your benefit.
That's good stuff, man. Listen, I can't say anything any better than that. I know one thing, though. I do need you to do me a favor. Share this with somebody to inspire them. Somebody that's a creative in the city that really needs an extra push. Let them see this conversation, and I know it will help them as well. So thank you again for your support. This has been another Strick City Live. God bless you.
Yo.